What follows is by way of a confession. A confession needs an audience. If you are that audience, well, so be it. This is not a history of the Holocaust. It is not even a history of part of the Holocaust. We know the history. We know the truth. It is far beyond sensible dispute. There are those, of course, for whom the truth palls. They grow bored with it and seek something else, a shiny, controversial lie. But then there are those who believe that the world is flat. The bus was an ancient, exhaust-spewing rust bucket, the windows decorated with gaudy symbols of Catholic devotion. I was the only passenger. We passed through Polish villages, unchanged for several hundred years. Unchanged but for 10 or so years in the middle of the last century. An hour and a half and the bus pulls over to the side of the road. The driver announces our destination with a smile. In Polish, Auschwitz. In German, Auschwitz. The visitor centre is bright and hopeful, cunningly masking what lies beyond. No cheery band to settle the nerves, but Mars bars and Coca-Cola bottled in Warsaw. And in order to make this grand endeavour practical, nationalities are segregated and identified with different colour stickers. English speakers have blue stickers, Dutch yellow, French green, and so on. To conquer, you must at first divide. There are 15 in my group, a selection of the curious and the already bored. It's a cold day threatening rain, the sort of day that makes it hard to imagine summer. Our guide was Julia. She was 30, 50 or so now, I suppose, and improbably dressed in a short skirt, a fake fur coat, and heels. She was studying engineering at the University of Lodz, an institution famous in the 1930s for its Jewish intake. The oldest of the group was Mrs. Spielman. She was Polish and had learned her English as an au pair in Brighton after the war. She was 76 years old. Now, most likely, she'll be gone. Auschwitz I is a brick-built collection of buildings, shoulder to shoulder, deserted now, of course, each building separated from the next by narrow cobbled paths. Once a Polish barracks, this might have been a bakery, this perhaps a schoolroom. It gives out not the drama of evil, but the gloom of a time bypassed. People say birds avoid the skies above the camp. They do not. They are birds. Their freedom is in no way curtailed by the activities of man. Climbing 3 steps and a short walk down a narrow whitewashed hall takes you to Mengelé's room. We know that here unspeakable acts were undertaken. All that's left of them is a chair, a table, a collection of instruments. The instruments are clean, the operating table spotless. Some claim to hear the cries of children. Maybe they do. Maybe they're the cries of the children they used to be, for the children of Auschwitz, thank God, have long since escaped. Their despair exists only now in the neat grouting between the tiles and in the faces in the photographs that line the hall. The execution wall, pathetic and banal beneath the dark skies, the vast collections of shoes and spectacles forever unattached to feet or eyes. The suitcases with names neatly written in chalk to guarantee their return. A light rain as we move like heavy-footed ghosts to Birkenau and the sea of barrack chimneys. Huddled around a few are the remaining wooden buildings. One in particular. Julia holds the heavy door. Cowed by the rain, we shuffle in, unutterably miserable. She closes the door behind us, throws the bolt. We listen to the miseries accounting, the days and nights never ending, the hunger, the fear of what the morning will bring. Insanitary, terrifying, and in one case, that rarest of things, a child allowed to stay with its mother. At least for the moment. Cruelty dressed up as kindness. A mother, herself dying, grasps the child to her. For the time being. Laughter in the suburbs of hell. Time exists in seconds. There are no hours, months, days, or years. The future is and will be ashes. We move on, all but one. As the others step out, grateful for the air, I hang back. Mrs. Spielman is gripping one of the bunk's wooden slats. I was here, she says simply. My mother and I. The years are upon her again, those that have been hiding in the outhouse of her memory. Her gaze is steady, crossing decades and miles like a carrion crow. What to do when faced with another's misery? I don't know. I stood, simply a witness to something I didn't understand. That night, dinner with my friend and his family in Krakow. He talked about his family's friend, the Pope, about his playing in goal for the local team, about a visit to Rome and an audience during which the Holy Father referred now and then to a small transistor radio carrying the scores from Serie A. We didn't talk about my day, and for this, I was glad. Tuesday and another group, another walk across the cobbles, a different guide, the same barracks. No Mrs. Spielman. As the group moves away, I creep under the lowest bunk. Rats scuttle away. The ground is cold and damp, fetid. Dusk falls like dark smoke. I have a plan. It is the plan of a fool. I wait. For what? All that comes is the darkness. Imagine me curled up now on Rebecca's bunk. I imagine her failing warmth on the rough slats, and it comes to me that I have willfully engaged in an act of desecration. I have broken the sacred silence of despair. Over a half-century later, what I thought might be some skewed attempt at solidarity is nothing but tourism. I am here, but I was not there. I write these words in a room of sealed windows. There is no shower curtain. The knives are plastic. They wake me every hour to satisfy themselves that I'm still living. There is football tomorrow, us against them. Art therapy. I think of Rebecca and her granddaughter, the bunks, the wooden slats. No birds fly over Auschwitz. Only clouds, only smoke. Really? Only ash that taints the sheets on the line and brings water to your eyes. I wait idly for your visit, Mrs. Spielman, but you will never come. You are adrift now in the arms of the past. You are watching and waiting somewhere, a mother, a sister, a child. a grandchild grown elderly now, a woman made barren, whose only children are no less alive than the children in the street, riding bicycles in the sunshine.